Hello everybody! Okay, this is Benjamin Kalmberg from www.consciousazine.com. So today, I'm going through normal fennel, not bronze fennel, and I have done a video on fennel before, and it was on the bronze fennel. Now this video is for both Lynelle and a little bit for Anthony as well, but furthering things about the gut for Lynelle. I recently shot a video for Lynelle Childers on just generally gut dysbiosis, Crohn's disease, autoimmune disorder, and just things to do with the gut. And we went through parasites and stuff, and I wanted to do all that end of it and soil-based bacteria and everything. So that's in the $30 Bandit Food Plant Teaching Series as well. Let's have a look. If we go to YouTube and type in $30 Bandit, that's me. Oh, we want to go to this. Going to go to the one with 155 videos. It's on my new account. Okay, we are just shooting a video for Cheryl Thomas, who donated to me the $30 Bandit series. And Benjamin Kalmberg. There's Lynelle's right down the bottom. So that's what I called that one. And yeah, please give the like button. And so today I just wanted to further that. So we're going to go into fennel, which led to like ulceric dyspepsia and something colic. What's it called? It's called Renal Colic as well. So I'm just going to Google Renal Colic again. It's got to do with the kidneys. Because I don't know what Lynelle has for sure, I thought we'll cover the whole gut, and especially because I found this really good article from organicfacts.net. So good article, guys, whoever wrote this up, because they use, you know, good scientific names like this, for instance, for fennel. And, you know, they go into specifically what's going on, like the health benefits of fennel include anti-anemia due to its iron and its histidine. So they actually name what's in there. It's not kept broad. They're going into detail, so I thought it was a good article. So due to the histidine, you know, that also is an amino acid which is found in fennel, which helps the treatment of anemia. Iron is the chief constituent of hemoglobin. Histidine stimulates production of hemoglobin, so it also can help becoming anti-anemic again and becoming normal. Anemia is where you lack iron and your hair can fall out and everything. And I've made a video on that for Veronica, an anti-anemia video, so look into that. You want to get on cacao and stuff like that, not the doctor's pills. Not those little rancid iron pills they give you. They're disgusting. So, indigestion as well, flatulence. So you can see there we're hitting the stomach. There's 2 points already. So some components of the essential oils of fennel are stimulants. They stimulate secretion of digestive and gastric juices, which is good, because you know, some people are getting gluten intolerances and stuff, and everything touching the side wall. Maybe you need more gastric juices as well. So yeah, it's just going to protect the body from a wide range of intestinal troubles. So we're on the broad end of it. Flatulence, again, a bit of a broad end of it. Okay, so it can stop excess gas. It is commonly used in medicines to reduce symptoms of non-ulcer dyspepsia, so without the ulcer, and flatulence in infants and young children. Constipation, so again, it's going to the gut. It's commonly found in medicines that treat abdominal pain, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and other intestinal issues. So fennel is working on the gut in 3 ways. We've had a look in 3 different medicine type ways: cancer, blood pressure, brain function, diarrhea, again on the gut. It says here it's it's helpful in curing diarrhea if it is caused by bacterial infection because of the components of the essential oil of fennel, such as anatole and cineole, or cinole, have disinfectant and antibacterial properties. Some amino acids, such as histidine, can aid in digestion and the proper functioning of the digestive system. So yeah, here we go, colic. Polymeric and heavy molecules are useful in treatment of renal colic. Such polymers, also called phytoestrogen, are found in anethole, a component of the essential oil of fennel. This attribute of fennel makes it quite helpful in the treatment of renal colic. Fennel has a certain antispasmodic qualities as well, so it's going to relax your muscles in your intestines as well. Menstrual disorders, it's a bit of an emmenagogue. It helps with the breasts. You can see you can use it as a laxative, which can help you, clean out the gut first before you build it back up. Eye care even. It's got a bit of magnesium. Yeah, the respiratory, it can also help, congestion and bronchitis. It's got a bit of cineole and antinol acting as expectorant action. So other benefits, diuretic. So again, like an expectorant and a diuretic can help pull things out of the body. So cautions, certain components such as anethole and a few chemicals present in the plants itself, besides being beneficial, can be dangerous if ingested in too large of a quantity. And that's why we rotate our vegetables, so just don't have too much at once. So now we're going to go into this dyspepsia, just in case you have that. I don't think you do. You may have renal colic, I don't know, because renal colic seems to affect the kidneys more. We'll go that into a bit more in a second. So 45% to 20% of Canadians have this condition. Nervous dyspepsia, pseudo-ulcer syndrome, pleuroduodenal irritability. So it's got to do with the duodenum and stuff. Now what you could do is get on super herbs. No one's on these things, It's like the only people talking about them out there are, a few fringe people. In the mainstream, no one's really pushing that. So super herbs are things like andrographis, one of the most bitter herbs in the world. Cannabis, many herbs that you might not think are actually super herbs, and have like moringa as well. So we want to be on the super herbs, not just superfoods like goji berries. It's arguably a herb as well, but yeah, the super herbs. So dyspepsia, and renal colic and dysbiosis, irritable bowel syndrome, all these things are going to be helped with super herbs. But why I said it for this one is because it's got something to do with the duodenum as well, and maybe even pancreas and the other bile secretions. The point is, I was thinking about bile, one of the 4 humours of the 4-humoral immune system, not the cell-mediated immune system. And so bile is one of the 4 humours of your immune system, your 4-humoral immune system. And so what we want to do to treat the bile is definitely super herbs, because the alkaloids and such things like that replace, our bile sac in a healthy manner. It's not some crappy supplement. It's from nature. So it's the way to do it. You want to be eating the super herbs, and slowly your body will sort of exchange dirty bile for new bile. So you want to eat your plants. That will make your gut better just via your bile secretion. It will also help your phlegm. For instance, in cannabis, CBD1 interacts with your phlegm. Yeah, your spit is another humour of your forehumoral immune system. I call that the down-facing immune system. Your cell-mediated immune system faces upward dimensionally and operates in light. But you see, your phlegm operates more in dense molecules, the second and third dimension. So how do we manage functional dyspepsia according to these guys? There's no evidence directly links specific foods to dyspepsia, but like I'm telling you what I just told you, don't even look at what they say about normal foods. Just avoid normal shit food. Go to superfood and super herbs. Okay, and then watch what happens. Turmeric. I already mentioned that in your last video, Lynelle, and that's what you call a super herb. That's one of the examples of a super herb. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff they're going to say here about, you know, little molecules and enzymes and stuff, no doubt. And they'll have all these little rights reserved stuff like they've found something special in reality. But they can't even treat it. So, yeah. It's time to listen to the shamans a little bit, I think. And nature. Because that's all we're channeling. Notice that's the opposite of what the white coat doctors are doing. They're not channeling nature. They're trying to take nature and fuck with it instead of channeling it. You know, they're trying to change it, really. So, yeah. Anyway, there's an article on that. Here we go. So here's looks like a better article, something to do with the actual care of the GI tract without just pills and bombing the area. The bomb approach. Drop a pill bomb. Anyway, so disease of the ulcers of dyspepsia, peptic ulcers, and so on. So this one talks about diet. So you want non-irritants. Obviously, you cut out bread, milk, just stuff like that, normal stuff. Dairy, wheat, packaged goods, all the GMO foods, you know, which are in packaged goods. Just you go along that normal, you know, what we've all been basically learning in the health movement, the basics. More raw food, less, you know, cooked and packaged stuff. And then you're going to get rid of all the irritants just by default. Default. So let's have a look here. Items most frequently associated with gastric discomfort. Chilies and peppers, yes. Cocoa, I don't know, yeah, maybe. But not raw cacao, well, yeah, but you might need it if you have anemia. So, you know, you got to work through these things. Not just look at this and then avoid it all for sure, even though this looks all pretty much avoidable. Fatty and fried foods, yes, when with rancid oils, but actually to heal your gut, you're going to want to take in good oils, especially some good omega-3s, but moreover, really the solid omega-9s found in things like coconut oil. It's actually going to help your gut. Cigarette smoking and stuff can be an irritant. Not chewing your food, yeah. So just the obvious stuff, you know. Take out your milk. Don't look at all these recipes like this is old school, old world. This is why I mentioned superfoods and super herbs. Get into people talking about that as well. So you can understand the new world and the new way we're actually going to treat stuff and actually cure it. Because the superfoods are just so powerful. Look, it hasn't all been tested. It's true because they're new, because people were too stupid before and they were too scarce and we didn't have the interconnection of the internet, you know, stuff like that. They had to sail the seas to get their turmeric from India. Yeah, look, see, What causes dyspepsia? We don't know. Unknown. So, and it'll be associated with IBS. So listen to me. Obviously, what I've been saying is along those lines before we even looked into this. Look, it's mentioning gallstones and stuff like this. How do you avoid this? Change your salad green to not having less salad because you're worried about oxalates, not having less turmeric because you're worried about oxalates. What you actually do is just change up your salad base more often. And so you do not have spinach daily or even weekly. I barely ever have spinach. I really don't like spinach because of the oxalate thing. And you'll get kidney stones, gallstones, whatever stones. You'll get bile stones. And the point is, it's because it's a thick leaf, like chard is the same. What I use is thin leaves. I love a lot of cilantro. I love a lot of parsley is my favourite. The full curl parsley, the thick parsley, but all of the parsleys, the flat leaf parsley, I get it all into me. And that's my main salad green. Then cabbage. Cabbage is not like a high oxalate crazy thing that's not going to break down in your body. It breaks down easier, I noticed, than spinach and chard in my body. It's more absorbable. So a little bit of cabbage more often than spinach and chard, for instance. You got to get into this stuff and really live it instead of just reading what pill to take. This is not the way. It is not the way. There is no path there. I am Benjamin Cowberg from Consciousazine. I'm a golden or central way shower. So I'm showing you a way. I may not have all the answers, but geez, I seem to have a few. And I'm showing you moreover, and more importantly, the way. So if you don't want to get all these stones and bile, liver issues, gallbladder, duodenum, whatever, pancreatic issues, you get on super herbs and superfoods and just plants. Just change to plant eating, but get smart with it. And like we were just talking about oxalates, do a little bit of research. It doesn't take that much, as we're seeing now, to do a bit of research, You just quickly go over things. You see similarities. You learn what to avoid. So yeah, looks to me like they don't have real answers. There can be an infection. Good, they've mentioned a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori. I know for sure that cinnamon and Paudiaco will attack this one. It was even written in the Paudiaco article, and I went and made a video on that. So there you go. I chew cinnamon every day in a little toothpick form. I make my own toothpicks out of the sticks of canela cinnamon, the good type of cinnamon. And yeah, I chew it every day for reasons like this, to keep my mouth clean of Helicobacter pylori bacteria and stuff like that. So they're saying that peppermint, tomatoes, chocolate, spicy foods, drinks, hot drinks, coffee, and alcohol can make it worse. Well, that's kind of obvious. That can irritate the gut more than help it. So we're looking for things that can help clear your bacteria, but can also help us get into the new lifestyle. Go to the beach, go ground. Watch how much pain and anxiety comes off you when you ground barefoot on the earth. That stuff is not to be laughed at, It's not a joke to stand barefoot on earth. It's not some kind of joke. Let's see, what are they saying here? Antibiotics. How about no? Because you're going to kill everything. So listen to what I said. To treat the H. pylori, go get yourself cinnamon and Paudiaco and stuff like that. So there you go. I love peddling what my competition is peddling, going through all these very astute articles online where they know nothing. Or not that they don't know nothing, I'm sorry, I'm just playing. But that they never get to the real answers, which are really lifestyle change. It does come down to it. We've been living a synthetic societal miasma. So nephrothaliosis, which I think might be the renal colic. actual name. So if you've got tension and stuff, you see there's going to be symptoms in some of these diseases which are going to go across the board for the other symptoms, for the other diseases. So you'll have the same symptom for IBS as you do with renal colic maybe. So that's why in the video for you, Lynelle, the first video for healing the gut, that gut dysbiosis video I just showed you in my $30 Bandit food plant teaching series, I went through like a broad perspective, because you don't know for sure what you have and don't have, because we're not like experts in this area yet, and there's like, it's mainstream unknown. We just saw it in the articles. They write it. They say we don't know. At least they admit it, you know. But what I'm saying is we know how to help this, and you know, some things that can really help, and that are not going to go a sort of crazy way of killing things like antibiotics along the way. These things that I'm mentioning are only going to help. They're not going to kill good bacteria. So there's some management according to these guys, but I don't know. Calcium channel blockers. Do you see that? That's got to do with oxalates, calcium channels and ion channels going into the cells, the cellular matrix of your body. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how they approach it with stupid. In my opinion, this is all not the way to approach it. Analgesics, it's a painkiller, yeah, okay, but you know, there's other ways to get your painkiller. Like you take good teas like valerian root, or smoke some cannabis or something, or ingest cannabis infused in coconut oil, which is what I would actually recommend. So what you do is you get your stems, don't get your flower or your bud, get leaf or stems of cannabis, boil it for 12 hours into coconut oil, and then you eat the coconut oil infused with cannabis, and that's going to heal your gut big time. Because we have something in our body called the endocannabinoid system. Look that up. That's huge. That's like, you know, how we have calcium ion channels everywhere in our body. We also have a huge system called endocannabinoid system. I know that proper THC and proper cannabinoid, hundreds of cannabinoid oils, you know, the full oil, I'm not talking an extract of just THC or something, the full cannabis oil will heal your gut for sure. It'll heal like everything in your body for sure. So there's no question about that. Look into it. Alpha blockers and stuff. You see how they approach this? So the calcium channel blockers have got to do with stopping the oxalate accretions and you getting kidney stones and stuff like that. And so this is what renal colic is all about, see? It's commonly caused by kidney stones, gallbladder stones, stuff like that. And you said you have spinal injections. So you could have stuff like this, Lynelle, for sure, because you're telling me since you were young, you're getting spinal injections in your back for some reason. That alone would be toxic and could, you know, produce some kidney stones. So just look into renal colic as well. Listen to what I've said. The reason I'm stopping the video now is because I don't need to mention every herb out there. What you do is you get on the best super herbs like turmeric. Yeah, it's well known, and just get on that, and you know, you get on these good herbs that we know are some of the most powerful herbs in the world, and you don't worry about all of the other herbs and every little extract and every little thing that everyone's talking about, because if you go for the most powerful ones, it's very likely they're going to have one of those extracts in there. Like, for instance, oregano has thyme oil from thyme, or thyme, the plant. You know, we have a lot of crossover. Linalool and cineol, one of those compounds we looked at before. They're in many plants, so you just get on a plant-based diet, super herb and superfood-based diet. That doesn't mean that's all you eat. It means that you slowly transition, or you put the majority of your eating straight away onto those things. Alright, thanks for donating, guys.